The soap bar and liquid detergent was created and added to S. Kumar's line of products. This addition guarantees to be mild on the skin, allowing the bar soap to be used as a beauty bar and ideal for hand washing. The liquid soap with added softener leaves your clothes with a bright clean while removing all odor, dirt, and grease. The liquid soap is ideal for your appliances, ensuring great performance. For luxurious laundry detergent, choose a partner.
We plan for every major life event, from birthday parties to baptisms, and celebrating a life well lived deserves the same thoughtful planning. Beacon's Rest Easy plan is designed to give your loved ones the comfort of knowing that they can do just that. With no underwriting and cover for up to 6 family members that includes certain injuries, this plan can be yours for as little as 75 cents per day. Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Your life is yours, your future's in your hands. Your body is yours, that's why you need a plan. You gotta plan your family, avoid HIV, get the education from the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
We offer STI screening, gender-based violence counseling, prenatal and postnatal checks, injectables, condoms, pap smears, and other sexual reproductive services. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Pointe Street, St. George's. Whether male or female, it doesn't matter. We're here to make your life better.
Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
For appointments, call 440-3341.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they are prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
And good morning again, everyone. We are back for another ladies' room, the final one for the week. Yeah, it's been a very eventful week on the ladies' room, and this is indeed a good way to wrap it up. Speaking to the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association in just a little bit. Like you said, of course, based on all what we've been discussing this week, pretty good way to wrap up this week with that sort of information. Anyways, welcome everybody. If you're viewing online on Facebook or YouTube, good morning. Or if you're listening to us via the Power 95 app or on radio, top of the morning to you. So many ways to keep connected. And remember, there's no reason why you can't take us with you. All you got to do is download the Power 95 app, and wherever you are, you can take us there. Sarana says she's in good afternoon from gloomy England. I can just imagine. Plus, it's cold, right? Good morning, Akira. Good morning, Marian. Ian Baker. Good morning, sweet honey. Chris. Good morning, Julianne. Andrea. Good morning. Keisha. Good morning, Christelle. Andrea, you and Christelle, you guys are always vying for the top position. Who comes in first? But nevertheless, come on in, guys. And Akira is out there in Texas. Yeah, hope you guys are having a good one. We're 8 days away from Christmas. Only 8 more days. Not sure how the preparation is coming along, but I don't have much time left, all right? And like I said, don't stress it. If you can't do all the things you want to do, you can't get all the things you'd love to get, don't stress it. Let's not lose sight of the reason we celebrate, right? That's why I say I prefer the Christmas of long ago, you know? Now it's all about how much I can buy, how much I can eat, how much I can, spend. When before we focused a lot of our attention on family and friends and making the little that we have count, and it had so much more meaning then because it really, really, really made it count then. So don't stress it. Don't stress it. All right. Brian, welcome. Good morning, Auntie Karen. Good morning. I'm sending you lots of love your way this morning. Love you, love you, love you. All right. Good morning, Tamasha. So nice of you guys to join us. Narissa, good morning out there in Canada and Tyrone and everybody. So nice of you to join us today. Alrighty. So this morning I have Mrs. Marva Primus Joseph, and she's the executive director of the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association. So let me just get her in here. Great. Good morning to you, Mrs. Joseph. How are you today? You gotta come a little closer to the mic. Don't be afraid. You're not gonna knock it. You're still far. Hold on. Let me try again.
Yes.
Good morning, Uncle Frank. Love you as well. Oh, you here too? All right. Good morning, Uncle Frank. Sending lots of love your way as well. All right. Lots and lots of love your way today. You hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
All right. I know you're afraid of touching the mic, but I'm guiding you. And that's what comes when you like that. For me, these days, you take
Distance.
everything for granted, right? And lately, if I'm not wearing my glasses, I literally have to do this, like put my phone all the way.
We share the same thing.
I can't see. Like if I put it like right now, if I put it up like this, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I can't see
So
nothing.
we share one common thing. Yes.
So if I don't wear it, I have to put the phone or whatever I'm reading all the way. Who would have thought, something we take for granted all these years, blessed with good eyesight, and now at this point in my life, I'm stressed with not seeing properly what's right in front of me. But like I said, we have a lot to discuss, the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association. So maybe before we jump into what's happening now, you can tell us a bit about Grenada Planned. I know that's something we've all heard of. And, we probably heard of it and you're thinking, okay, it's all about only for childbirth and, prevention and all those things. So share with us what the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association is all about.
All right. Good morning to your audience, Aruna, and season greetings.
You have to speak up a little louder because you're soft spoken, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to project a little louder.
Okay. So good morning to your listening audience and viewing audience, Aruna. Season greetings to all. On behalf of Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, we extend a healthy, blessed Christmas to everyone. In regards to Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, it's one of the oldest association in the region, and we were established in 1964. So we've been around for a very long time, offering sexual and reproductive health services for all, not just women or girls, for all. So we want to emphasize that, and GPPA is not just about family planning. Family planning is deciding, do I want to have a child now? Do I even want to have children? How many do I want to have? So it's like getting the information, giving persons that information so they can determine if they want to have it every 2 years or they choose not to have it, because it's choice. And we support persons' choice no matter sexual orientation, age, gender, whatever. We support and we offer that service to all.
Fantastic. And I love the fact that you're stressed on choice, because people seem to think that, hey, if somebody decides, you know what, I'm not ready or I don't want to have children, it's like, the biggest sin there is in the world. And I love the fact that you're stressing on the fact that there are choices. And is this service something people take advantage of? Is this something that they utilize a whole lot? Because to me, I'm seeing a lot, especially around teenagers, a lot of unplanned pregnancy and totally not prepared for. Is the Planned Parenthood something people take advantage of?
I would say, because we were around since 1964, I would say yes, but more persons can come on board, because gone are the days we should just let it happen or it by chance. Because having a child, the responsibility is huge, and when we do decide to have one, we should be prepared to meet the financial, emotional, every need of that child. So it's not like before when you don't have a choice, you have choices. And as couples, you can come and we can have that discussion. You'll be assessed and listen to what you want. Then we gauge as to what is best. End of the day, the decision is yours, but we will provide that guidance.
I like the fact that you mentioned the financial part of it, because too often and too many times you hear folks saying, well, to have a child is a blessing, and people leave it as, okay, that's the only thing a child need to just, and then you hear people saying as well, child must take care of, the child must mind, and they leave out, a lot of the times people leave out, and I think that is a conversation apart from the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association that parents ought to have with their children, their daughters and their sons, to let them know it's not just having a child, but the immense responsibility that comes with it, and the financial responsibility. Back in the day when you got a tin of Klim for probably $20, $25, that ain't happening no more. Um, and I always refer to the story of someone sending me to get some stuff, and okay, I'm budgeting probably $100. When I saw the list, I'm like, all right, I can do that. And when I saw the prices, I literally had a stroke looking at what diapers, the clothing, a little vest, a little pair of socks. I mean, and these are just for the first few months because they outgrow it so quickly. So you have to add new things to it. So I think it's important that we have these conversations and let people know it's not just about having a child and saying, "Oh, well, child must mind." It comes with responsibility, financial responsibility, making sure you're in a good place to financially take care of a child, because call it what you want, love alone can't take care of a child.
Not at all. Not at
Love
all.
cannot feed a child.
Yes, according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, love is one of the basic needs, but the higher ends of the needs. What about the child's
Speak up a little louder.
education?
I'm not hearing you.
What about the child's education? Going to college, university. You have to put those things in perspective and plan it. So I want that information to get out there. I want our teenagers or everybody have that discussion. It is part of life. It's a natural thing, but we should address it, and not by chance. It shouldn't be by chance. It should be discussed at all levels, and then we can have persons making informed decisions when they're going forward to those steps.
Yep, and not only that, because oftentimes it becomes a burden to other people, other family members.
Most
You're not able to do it, so of course nobody wants to see a child, in a position hungry, don't have a pair of shoes. Of course, you're gonna want to reach out and help.
Yes.
So you have to consider that as well. You're also putting a burden on other people and also on the state, because if you can't do it, you have to reach out to social services, etc., for assistance. So it's a conversation that is needed, and I think we need to have more conversations on it, and I'm happy we're starting here. So before we get into the relaunching of it, someone here is asking, what is the GPPA doing with regards to helping eradicate the taboo that's associated with topics that deal with sex and making good informed choices regarding their sexual health in this 2021?
Regards to the question, I must say we already started. Over the last 3 months, we had some comprehensive sexuality education for youths that was out of school. It was well attended, and I must say, Arona, I was amazed how much these youths want information and they need it, because end of the day, they thought about, if you talk about those things with youths, they would want to have sex. Rather, it's the opposite, because they understand the consequences of the choice to do it, and they would say no. I'm not ready for all what comes with sex, not just the fun part, but the responsibility and the delay. So I want to get a message outside there that we are actually doing it, and we need more partners on board, the schools, the churches, it should be a common discussion, a household discussion, because we taboo sex, any other things we don't, but it's something cultural, and we need to break that cycle, because having sex is part of human nature, naturally. So we are already started, and we did some other activities that would benefit women who, let's say, when they're going through the different reproductive cycle, let's say menopause. It's a big challenge for these women, and the more they are informed of what is happening, how can they address it, they are much able to cope, because it's not an easy time for some persons. So we actually started, and we will continue.
And to me, the key word here is education, because can you imagine that there are still women, and not only young women, but older women as well, who don't even know when they're ovulating, don't even know their menstrual cycle like that. So a lot of times they will say, "Oh, well, it just happened." And I mean, but now we have smartphones where you can practically track everything. You know exactly when you're going to have your cycle. It keeps track of when you're ovulating and all these things. So to me, it's no excuse, because if at the end of the day you don't want to go to the GPPA, these are things you can do by yourself. There are hundreds of free apps that you can download to your phone, and it will tell you everything. When is your next cycle? When are your fertile days? When are your not too safe days? And it will and it will help you to protect yourself.
Right.
So it's a matter of sometimes taking responsibility.
Yes, and GPPA can assist with that. If some persons they may not be savvy with those things, they can come in and we will have that consultation, which is free. So, taking to what you brought forward regarding the information out there, a lot of persons could put things up on the internet, but we want to make sure that the information that our youths and others obtain are reliable information that they can trust. So instead of we us as a population more or less don't want to talk about it, then we give our youths the option to just go out there and they may get good information or false information and they can act on it. So GPPA non-judgmental, very trustworthy, your confidentiality, that is what we are known for, and we will continue. So, persons feel free to reach out to us, and you will get the service that you require.
Because the older folks, they weren't that open about or sex or spoke about it. You just see you get a little brother or a little sister and they wouldn't even explain to you. When you'd ask, well, how did you, they'll tell you about you fall from tree,
The
coconuts,
plane.
a plane drop you off, all sorts of stories. And they never felt comfortable having the conversation. So now it's not something that people are openly, because you know how it is with society. Labels are attached to folks. If you're talking about sex, it makes seems as though you're promiscuous or you're this, that, or the other. If you're seeking information on it, but to me, it's a collective effort. From the schools, from the home, you have to, especially for younger mothers. I mean, you know what you went through. You don't want your daughter to go through the same thing. So you're in the best place to have that conversation, right? And let them know some of the responsibility that comes with it, and it's not just an easy as they made it seem. Because back then they made it seem like having a child was easy, everything taken care of, they didn't complain. But now, and then you had more support, you had fathers around, grandparents around, aunts, uncles supporting. Now it's, you hear too many stories of single parents and single mothers doing it alone and fathers doing it alone. So it's different times and it's challenging. So we need to have the conversation, and it goes across the board from young to anybody of childbearing age. Have the conversation and be more open. There's nothing to hide. Sex is natural, it's normal, it's a part of life, it's a way of life. So I really wish we can get to that point, and I'm happy that you're here so we can start here. So the relaunching of the GPPA is intended to do what exactly?
Okay, the relaunch occurred because, as I said, GPPA was around since 1964. However, we were closed.
Speak up a little.
We were closed for 2 to 3 years, more or less, within that period. So it's like getting persons to realize we are back and we are here to stay. So because persons, when we were closed, persons were denied that access. They come up to us and they say, because you were closed, I end up having a child I was not planning for, and it's not a laughing matter. Accessibility to sexual and reproductive health is a right to everyone, and then GPPA were filling that gap, and so when the gap occurred, then persons fell in and end up with effects or situations that they didn't want to happen, but it happened, and they are happy we are back. So you just to let persons know we are here and to offer that service and more.
Okay. I've got a couple questions here. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Andre is asking, are there any formal peer education programs set up within the school system? Also, do you partner with community health centers to cater to those who can't come to the center?
Okay, in regards to the peer education, the Ministry of Education presently is looking at some policies. One of those is the reintegration of teen mothers into the regular school system. Also, upgrading the sexual and comprehensive sexuality education that is offered in the school to make it a little more, not just a basic. And these children would say, oh, they're not telling us anything. So GPPA is partnering and collaborating with different organizations to ensure the word is out there. And also persons, the youth out of school, we are also targeting them so then they can come in. In regards to your other question,
the health centers.
the health centers, we will have we're meeting with the Ministry of Education and Social Services so we can have MOUs and to meet, have that discussion and put those things in place. But presently we have a PAHO WHO grant that is being offered for gender-based violence victim, and persons would be referred to get that care, that the sexual and reproductive health services that they need, and they won't have to pay for it. So the different organizations, ministries of social services development and health, they have persons they're able to refer clients with Geno and those other organizations. So presently, that is been that's going ongoing at GPPA.
I'm happy you raised the point as well about integrating teen mothers back into the school system, because that has been a debate for years. And I remember going to school, and when that conversation came up, there were children, of course, leaving school and going on to PAM, and there were some who were parents who were for it, and there are parents who were against it, because, like you said earlier on, when you talk about sex and you give the information, it folks seem to think it's like a pass to go have sex and not as a deterrent, but you're making informed decisions, informed responsible decisions when you do that. And that was one of the things that came up when that conversation came up regarding teens going back to school after getting pregnant, and some folks saying, well, that will encourage other young women to have sex because now they know we can come back to school. But the thing is, to me, it's contradictory, because on one hand, you're saying everyone has a right to an education. That is a universal right, a right to an education, right? So now someone gets pregnant, and that's also their right, albeit in school. You throw them out, and now they're left at the mercy of society.
Definitely.
And looking for handouts and help ups when the education that they're entitled to is no longer afforded to them because of pregnancy. At the end of the day, it happened, but you still have a right to an education.
Definitely. Because education makes a difference to one's outcome as to their employment status, the wage they can get, how much they could afford to take care of their children. So let's move it. You go to university, it happens. But I'm saying the issue is the lack of proper comprehensive sexuality education. So if the youth or the children are privy to those information, then they will make informed decision when they decide, okay, I know I'm 16, then I can have sex. But they would say 16 alone doesn't cut it. It has responsibility. So they'll say, I'm not ready for what comes. So we have to take it in a more comprehensive manner and look at the outcomes. So everything kind of evolve or depend on another. So outcome varies. So we need to have that discussion. Not want to, but we need to.
And you have to give your children credit. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're raising responsible children, and like you said, when you're armed with information, you make informed decisions. If you don't have information, then, I mean, you're subjected to anything by chance. So, you have to give your children credit if you're doing your part. And of course, the school doing their part, what have you, and letting them know what happens on protected sex, what happens on all those things. You're saying you don't trust your child enough to be in the classroom with another child who had a child. You think that will encourage your daughter to go have a child, or your son to go have a child, just because? I don't understand the logic.
It more or less will be the reverse, because they can learn from the experience of that young mother. The challenges are not able to sleep. They would learn.
And you get first-hand information.
Of course.
You let that pregnant child share their story of how challenging it is, and don't make it seem like it's a walk in the park or it's a piece of cake and everything is, the responsibility. You're no longer. People often say when you have a child, it's no longer about you. That little being can't take care of itself, so everything is on you. It's 24/7. It's no cutoff if you don't have the assistance, especially if you don't have parents and other supportive folks in your life. It could be very, very, very challenging, even for adults.
Of course.
Even for adults.
It's not a one-man thing.
So, it's important that we have these conversations. I think it's time. We've been dancing around it for too long, and we need to, get to a point where we're comfortable having a conversation, like I said, and making those informed decisions. Speak to us a little bit more on some of you mentioned a little in the introduction, some of the services offered by the GPPA.
All right. The services that is presently being offered, we have antenatal and postnatal services that women who choose, they can come to have their checks there. It will be very efficient. You come, you get your appointment, and you can leave. You don't have to wait so long and lose out time on work. Additionally, we have pap smears and VIAs Actually, when you get your pap smear done in GPPA, you get it in within 2 weeks' time, the results. So that a lot of women love about that. And, the atmosphere is very conducive. They feel more relaxed. We also have VIA, that's using the acetic acid, and you get the result one time. We also offer sexually transmitted infection checks such as syphilis, hepatitis B. You could get hepatitis C. We have other panels to add, and you can get HIV screening, also the rapid test. We also provide gender-based violence for persons who live in that situation. They can get counseling. We have commodities such as the injectables, the Depo-Provera. Right now, it is not available in the government system. We do have it, so persons can come and get that. We also have the 1 month and 2 month injectable option. So it's no longer just having a 3 month option. So based on the person's preference, also we have the different pills, and you can come in to get those based on that's your preference. Condoms, both male and females, are available. And general checks, if you just want to get your blood pressure check, finger stick check for your glucose, you can get urine testing, pregnancy test. All of these are available, and we'll have additional services coming soon.
So you see, personal responsibility is the word. So this excuse of, oh, it just happened, we can't use that anymore. There's options, and you can definitely take advantage of that. We'll be having some promotions.
Yes, we do. We'll be having 5% discount on pap smears and VIAs. Once person from the 17th up to the 28th of February, they make their appointment, they'll get a 5% discount. We also have blood pressure measurement free for men. And they will be given special on condoms. And generally, we have some promotional items that will be from the 17th until its last. So persons, once they visit, they can get their desktop calendars, organizers, tumblers, mugs. We have some good stuff to give out. So persons are encouraged to visit.
And you know what's funny, as you mentioned condoms, and the thing is, I don't understand why people are still so uncomfortable in the 21st century in 2021. I remember seeing this guy come into the pharmacy and looking for some, and
turn it around.
He asked me to get it for him.
Yeah, it should
He
be
was like,
just
"What should I, friend? You could get some like, but I don't know what to look for. I don't know what you're gonna have to." And he was like, "I can give you all." I'm like, "So why can't you just go up to the counter and ask for what you want?"
It's sad.
Yeah, it's like, nah. I'm
You
like,
see, so having a young man in that situation, and he has the option to have sex, would you think he would just go ahead? Because it just a hassle to get the condom, the emotional stress. So you see what happens. It should be just as any other thing you're purchasing, and we need to get that information out there, because as much as we are saying that we have the injectables and the pills, that does not prevent you from STIs. So we need to reinforce that to the youth that yes, you may be on one of those methods, but you need to prevent STIs, which condom is one of the best, or you abstain until you are ready. But when you are ready, this is what happens. So persons taking ownership, end of the day, you do not
Personal
leave that to
responsibility.
someone else. It's your body, it's your right, and it's your, you have to advocate. If you can't have that discussion with your partner,
Then who can?
then that relationship is unhealthy. Because I'm saying, if I'm a young lady and I said, I would like you to use a condom, you should be happy that I'm saying that, because it's saying something that I care about myself and I care about you. So that is the kind of thing we want to promote.
And then, it's all about being selfish, or I don't like how this and that feel. And at the end of the day, child comes, and what do? They
Run.
bounce.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? You
And you're-
disappear
exactly.
immediately. So you have to take personal responsibility, regardless of how the other person feels. Personal responsibility.
Yes.
Because too many women are getting stuck with children that they did not plan on, and they thought they were in love and we were going to be happy ever after, and white picket fence and house and little dog in the yard and all of that. And before they even before the first trimester, even before they get the announcement, hey, I'm pregnant, the phone calls started getting less. So you have to take the responsibility. Chrissy is saying, let's talk about the pharmacy people giving us looks as well. Like when they go to get and that's why I'm saying it's like
It's
the
a whole
overall why we are still so uncomfortable.
So then, okay, because the taboo, I went to a primary school and to have a session on how do you care for your health in terms of how do you clean under your arm and those hygiene. So it was grade 3. So we're talking about body parts. We first must make children be comfortable to speak about the body part by its anatomical name. So I said, talk about under the arm. There was no problem. When I mentioned the vagina, if you see the expression, so I said, I spoke about the hand. Why I did not get that reaction? Oh, because the vagina is a private part. I said, but it's a part of the body, just as because the how we stress and maybe how we relate it at home. So it's important. So we could start at the younger children, and they will grow into it and realize this is normal, very normal. So that's where the whole thing starts. So if you go to the pharmacy, I see persons they spin around, they turn around, and you see where the condoms are.
Yep, they turn around.
It's
they look
right
up,
by the
look
cashier.
down. Yep,
it's right by the
to make
cashier,
sure
and the
there's
persons
no
are wrong.
crowd, there's no
So
line.
in GPPA, that you would not experience for sure. You go in with the nurse, privacy. You come out to get. Nobody knows what you come for, what you did. Privacy. That is what we are. We are about, and we promote highly. Confidentiality, privacy, and the comfort of knowing that I would not be judged, I would not be labeled, and nobody knows what I came there for.
And having those age appropriate conversations, because I mean, depending on the age, you wouldn't just tell a 3-year-old, 5-year-old,
No.
So as they get older,
you move it
to another level.
Yes.
So, and I think that is where the problem is. People don't know where and when to start having those conversations.
Yes.
I mean, young girls now, well, in my day, we had 15, 16, 17 when you started having a menstrual cycle. Children now 10 years old, 8, 9, 8. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
then.
These hormones, and we eat a lot of hormones. Their hormones, so things change.
Wow.
Yeah.
So imagine that 8-year-old having a menstrual cycle, 8, 9, 10, from that early age. So you have to have those conversations, age appropriate conversations, and not leave it to chance or leave them to find it on their own and not get the correct information. And that's what you don't want. You want them to have information that they can use. The target population. Speak to us on that.
Okay, as persons, when they hear GPPA, they assume it's female. No, we want everyone. So girl, boy, men, women, everyone is invited to come to GPPA to get that service. We have different service for different age range across the age spectrum. Yes.
Okay. Kathy says, wonderful topic in the Caribbean. It's that stigma we have. We need to take the shame out of speaking about body parts. And that, getting ready to leave, but that will also help children to be able to speak freely when they're molested or where they're being assaulted, or whether people are telling them inappropriate things. They'll be able to speak freely because all right, this is not appropriate, this is not this is not right. So I can speak to my mommy and my daddy about, look at what this person is saying. At home, it doesn't say, in the meantime, or if they're watching TV and somebody comes on the screen, probably show us close your eye, or they're kissing, and you're gonna tell your child, turn your eyes away while you're watching. Seriously,
we need to change.
We need to change. We need to get comfortable with these things, so children will be comfortable having the conversation with you. Because imagine if you're all sitting watching a little movie and you're telling your child, look away if you see a little kissing scene.
You use that moment to teach.
What happens when they go out and somebody tries to do it, and they'll, okay, well, I can't talk to my mother about that. She'll probably think, this is I'm too grown, I'm acting too grown here, so let me not say anything. So we have to have those comfortable, age appropriate conversations. Definitely. And not leave it to the schools or other people to teach your children about sex and all those other things, and not only sex, but unprotected pregnancies, STIs, STDs. There's a lot of things that you need to have the conversation about. So Kathleen says, I had to talk with my sons around 11 about body parts and sex. You have to, and not just females, both males and females, because they are the ones having the unprotected sex as well, and they are the ones who also have the STIs and STDs. So it's not just targeting the girls and leaving the boys to do whatever they want. It has to be both. Anything else before we go?
Okay, so I just want to let the public know we are relaunching 2:00 tomorrow. It will be done virtually, but some persons who will be in person, they are welcome to visit.
A little louder.
And Yeah, we relaunching on the tomorrow at 2 p.m. It will be done virtually.
Mhm.
However, if persons come by to get services, we prefer between 2 and 3 o'clock. We would not be available for offering services, but anytime before or after minutes up to 4, you can come in to get your services. And please, you can call to make our appointments for procedures such as the pap smear, the breast exam, and those things. But if you're just coming in just to get the injectables or buy the pill, you can walk in and you can get those done.
Okay, so what is your location and where will this relaunch be? What page?
Okay, it's gonna be we are located in Deputy Street, also known as Cockroach Alley.
Mm-hmm.
Most persons you coming from by the daycare center, you can drive through it one way there,
Mm-hmm.
and we will be what was the other question?
The Facebook page
The yes,
where you'll be having the.
GPPA Facebook page and also the Zoom, but we'll bring it live on GPPA Facebook page, so persons can come, and the number is 440 3341.
So guys, you can go check out the page, like the page, follow the page, Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, so you can have access to the relaunch tomorrow. That's at 2 p.m., right?
Yes, please.
All right, 2 p.m. Okay, dokes. I think that's about it. Anything else you want to? Are we good?
We good. I would just like to say thank you for having me,
You are
and
welcome.
GPPA welcomes everyone. And Merry Christmas again to everybody.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much for being here for another show. That's it for this week. Thanks for chiming in. And of course, looking forward to having you back, same time, same place, for another one right here at Power 95. Appreciate it all the time. Thank you so much, Escomar Variety Store, Western Union, Beacon Insurance, Sweet Drink Sorrel, for making Ladies Room possible today and for another week. See y'all next week. Have a good Thursday.